Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
You're in Braves country.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. Good evening, I guess I should say, as it is creeping up on the 7 o'clock hour here in Braves Country. And we are getting set for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. It'll be Raylo versus Birdsong. And if you're not familiar with Birdsong, he's only had one start. Only reason why I've kind of paid attention to him, it was all fantasy baseball related. I had him in a league. I was going up against him in a league. He is supposed to be a pretty good young pitcher, but he got rocked. And from everything that I saw, I was kind of keeping an eye on his start. I didn't sit down and watch the whole thing, but I did keep an eye on it the night that he pitched. From what I saw of him, he's got pretty good stuff coming out of the hand, but he struggled mightily with his control, which is why his whip is up around 2. His whip is 1.93. Now, this is just a very small sample size. It's one start, 4 2/3 innings. So if you have one bad outing it can easily make your whip, your ERA, everything go through the roof. Everybody knows that. We all know that. I don't have to tell you that, it doesn't take much to put those numbers through the roof. But even with that being said, I'll go ahead and change the gave you all plenty of time to see the lineup. I'll scroll it up a little bit so it goes above that, and we'll go ahead and take this off the screen and replace it with the please smash that like button. But essentially, he's a right-hander. From what I saw of him, he had a pretty good breaking pitch, but he did leave it up a little bit. And I'll get into prediction in a second, but I do believe the Braves are going to be able to put some runs on the board, even with this lineup. I know it is a putrid lineup. If you look at the bottom half of our lineup, it is just weak city. Duvall, Wall, and Short. That is going to be an absolute canyon of outs. Unless one of them gets hot tonight. In a perfect world, two of them get hot. What that means is the top of the lineup, and this kind of goes back to, I'd say, pre-2021. This goes back to the way the Braves offense was even in parts of 2021, but before 2021, going into 2020, 2019, we were always top heavy. And if the top of the order didn't produce, we didn't score any runs. And that's what we've kind of gotten back to, because Duvall, I don't care how they try to paint it, Duvall has sucked. I guarantee you Duvall would tell you he has sucked. I know he's working hard. He's trying to fix things, but Father Time's undefeated. So we might have to come with the realization that he's done. So that might be a realization. I think he could still contribute on the team, but coming off the bench. But as far as an everyday player in Major League Baseball, night after night, day after day, going through the grind, getting great at bats every single time, he may just be done. And the quicker that they come to that realization, the better. The thing with Wall come postseason, you hope Wall is on the roster as an expanded invitee for strictly base running. That's what the plan was last year in the plus. He's not a guy that you expect to hold down left field. And so Michael Harris II, did want to go over that real quick. Michael Harris II got some pretty good news on him. I expect him to be back right after the All-Star break, because he is working right now. He is doing a lot of different things, but one of the things that he said is that he doesn't feel his hamstring. What he means by that is, how when you hurt yourself, no matter what it is, even if it's a minor injury at home, you bang your toe on the end table, whatever, you feel it every step you take. Well, right now he's saying that he doesn't feel his hamstring. So if he's not feeling his hamstring, that is a very, very good sign. Charlie says Travis is her pick to click, but he's not in the lineup. It's Murphy once again in the lineup. Murphy's hit the ball a little better. The problem with Murphy is, and no matter, this is going to be wherever you put him in the lineup, the guy tends to roll over on off-speed pitches from right-handers. And when he rolls over on them and someone's on base, it's an automatic double play, because he's as slow as anybody in this chat. He's as slow as that person. It's not that he doesn't hustle. The man just doesn't have speed. It's probably one of the reasons why he ended up as a catcher. You don't have speed, go ahead and put yourself behind the plate, because they don't expect a lot of speed from you anyways, because you eventually tear up your knees. So he is batting 6th in the order. Duvall is 7th, Wall 8th, and Short is 9th. Now we've got Kelnick leading off. We've got Albies. We've got Ozuna. We got Olsen. We've got Riley, and then the Murphy comes in. Look, my pick to click tonight, no one has seen this Birdsong kid pitch. That's obvious. He's only had the one outing in his entire career. So obviously no one on the Braves staff or the Braves lineup has seen him pitch. But Birdsong, the way he throws the ball, I hate keep going to this well, but I'm going to give it to Matt Olson. I think I'm going to go with Olsen to click, and I expect the Braves to put some runs on the board. If they don't do it against this kid, when the hell are they going to do it? Give me the Braves to win this one going away. Give me the Braves to win this one 7-2. I'll take the Braves 7-2. I'll put it here in the chat in 1 second. But yeah, Olson to click, and the Braves to win it 7-2. Couple other news and notes that we need to hit up. Some interesting stuff that's gone on down on the farm. First of all, Ian Anderson threw 3 innings on his outing over the weekend. 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 46 pitches, 29 strikes. Everything's good there. What that tells you, he could be back sometime shortly after the All-Star break. It would line up perfectly for him to come back sometime, maybe not right after the All-Star break, but maybe sometime around the deadline. So that is almost like getting a frontline starter, but you do have to temper your expectations on him. The other thing going on down on the farm is you got a couple of really good players. First of all, Drake Baldwin, well-deserved catcher. He is going to the Futures game. Now, that doesn't mean he's a guy that can come up and play anytime soon, but if you follow us during the spring training games or whatnot, Drake Baldwin has impressed, and he's definitely a guy that they can lean on, probably going if it's not next year, the year after. He could very well be a kid that, comes up if the Braves don't trade him away because they're chasing other things. Luis de Avila, he is our number 20th prospect. His last 3 starts is in Double-A, and it is to be paid attention to because he is in Double-A, and that's usually where your up and coming prospects are. Triple-A is no longer about to go to the league. It's usually Double-A. His last 3 starts, so against good competition, 19 innings, 2 earned runs, and 16 strikeouts. So that is someone that I don't expect to see up this year unless they just do a spot start with them in September or whatnot. But he could be something that's put together in a move down the road to bring other people in. So keep an eye on Luis de Avila. And the Marlins DFA'd Tim Anderson. Please don't start that with we need to go get him. Tim Anderson's cooked. He has been cooked. He was cooked before Jose Ramirez clocked him in the jaw. I jokingly put out on, I think it was Twitter today, when I saw it, I quote tweeted it and said, I just wish the hell Cleveland would sign him. Yeah, see if he would even show up. And then a couple other things going on. The Phillies are at the Cubs tonight. Phillies, Ranger Suarez got lit up. We'll be facing him this weekend. He got lit up by the Marlins. So that's kind of a good sign. And they lost Spencer Turnbull for probably about 8 weeks, and that's big because he was pitching really well, and he was supposed to be the answer out of their bullpen going into the rotation. So they've lost him for 8 weeks. So that is a big deal in their own right. We'll be playing the Phillies Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you haven't caught the announcement, the plan is right now, is assuming weather, that we're going to bring you all 3 games of the Philadelphia Phillies series this weekend because we are taking the 4th of July off. First of all, people say, why are you taking the 4th of July off? Because I'm an American, you freak. Good God. It's 4th of July. And the other thing is, it's almost impossible to try to do anything in our studio on the 4th of July because fireworks explode outside our window and you wouldn't be able to hear a damn thing anyways. So it's really not even worth banging our head against the wall. But the plan is to do the Philadelphia Phillies series, all 3 games. We will have the chat up on 4th of July. And for all you commie bastards that expect us to be here, well, the door outside the USA is wide open. Go ahead and hit it. Once again, pick to click, Olson, Atlanta 7-2. Wishful thinking because our offense has got to get going. I was watching a replay of the Braves in 2021 last night, coming on one of those old channels. And I just got to thinking about, man, we won this thing with, Guillermo Heredia in our lineup. So he was platooning with Duvall. So the Braves are going to have to go out and do something. But this lineup we have right now is still better than the one that we got hot with in the postseason. Speaking of that, Jorge Soler is leading off for the Giants. All right, we're going to get you the lineups, pitch by pitch, play by play. Let's get it, Braves country. We'll be back in a flash.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop. All throughout Braves country, pop that top. Your Atlanta
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, the designated hitter, Jorge Soler, 9 home runs, 31 RBI, batting .230. Lamont Wade Jr., batting second, playing first, 2 home runs, 17 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .326. Batting third, center field, Julio Ramos, .294 average, 10 home runs, 37 RBI, 1 stolen base. Batting cleanup and behind home plate, it's Patrick Bailey. He has 6 home runs, 28 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .284. Batting fifth, playing third, Matt Chapman, 11 home runs, 39 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .242. Batting sixth and in left field, it's Michael Conforto. He has 9 home runs and a .235 average, 29 RBI on the year. Batting seventh, playing second, it's Brett Wisely. He has a .296 average, 3 home runs, 15 RBI, 1 stolen base. Batting eighth and playing right field, it's the Yaz, Mike Yastrzemski. 7 home runs, 28 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .224. And batting ninth, playing short, it's Nick Ahmed. 1 home run, 13 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .248. On the mound for the San Francisco Giants, it's Hayden Birdsong. 1 start, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 home run. He comes in with a 5.79 ERA and a 1.93 whip. He'll be going head-to-head with Ronaldo Lopez. Raylo comes in 6-2 with a 1.7 ERA and a 1.11 whip. He has 79 1/3 innings pitched, 61 hits allowed, 81 strikeouts versus 27 walks and 4 home runs served. Backing up Raylo in the bottom of the first inning and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, Jared Kelenic. Kid Kelenic, 9 home runs, 26 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .278. Batting second, playing second, Ozzie Albies. The Wiz has 6 home runs, 38 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .254. Batting third, the designated hitter, the Big Zoo, Marcell Ozuna. 21 home runs, 67 RBI, a .300 average. Batting cleanup and playing first, it's Big Matt Olson. The Ice House has 12 home runs, 41 RBI, a .242 average. Batting fifth, playing third, Austin Riley. The Rake has a .250 average and 9 home runs, 31 RBI. Behind home plate and batting sixth, Sean Murphy. Smurfy has 3 home runs, 8 RBI, and a .217 average. Batting seventh and playing right, it's Adam Duvall. Duvey has 6 home runs, 20 RBI, batting .169. And playing left field and batting eighth, it's Forrest Wall. He's 5 for 20 on the year with a .250 average, 1 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Batting ninth, playing short, Zach Too Short. 5 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .136. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Doug Eddings. Your first base umpire, Ryan Additon. Second base will be manned by Sean Barber, and down the third base line, it's Charlie Ramos. Game time temperatures here in Atlanta, Georgia, Truist Park, 90 degrees at first pitch, with a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing in from center field. Your Atlanta Braves come in 10 games over 500 at 46-36 and 26-14 at home. San Francisco Giants are 41-44, 16-25 on the road. The Atlanta Braves are minus 200 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Giants, game 1 of a 3-game set. Tonight, tomorrow night, and the 4th of July. Atlanta Braves come in 3.5 games in front of the final wild card slot. San Francisco Giants are 3 games out. Braves with a 6.5 game lead on San Francisco. It's Raylo Day, so we got the Raylo emoji kicking in the chat for all you Country Club members. Start warming up those chop arms, Country Club, and Braves Country. Get your game face on.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah! Roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Welcome in, Braves Country. Smash that like and say hello. We're about to do roll call here. Atlanta Braves are wearing their home whites. Braves on the chest. Tomahawk underneath. All in red outlined in navy. Navy ball caps, red bill, the white A. Names on the back end, Navy. San Francisco Giants are coming in their home grays. San Francisco across the chest in black, outlined in orange. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. We get in here and do a little roll call action. Raylo coming set. Lifts his red glove. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves Country. First pitch on the way to Jorge Soler. Leading off is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Down and in for seam misses. 2-0. Good evening, Country Club members. I see the GOAT, Gary the Real McCoy, Nathaniel Brooks, Mark Ricardo, Edward Spry. The 2-0 pitch. Slider up top for a strike. 2-1. Jorge Soler. The 2-1. Down and away, ball 3-3-1. Batting .230 on the year, 9 home runs, 31 RBI, a .709 OPS. Who else do we have here? Tyler, Country Club member, Tyler Benson. We've got, is the 3-1. Swing, fouls it back. 96, about knee high, good pitch. Full count. So full count. Also here in Braves country tonight, we've got Chase Edits. Underwater. Good evening to John. The payoff pitch. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Four-seam fastball right there at the knees. 1 away. Good pitch by Raylo. Talking about bringing it. Man, oh man alive. Just absolutely frozen. He must have been sitting on the slider. That'll bring up Lamont Wade Jr. batting .326 on the year from the left side of the plate. Right there at the knees for the first pitch. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. Slider down and in, 1-1. Back to the roll call. Underwater, John, Grandma King. See if I've missed anybody here. The 1-1 pitch. 86, right there on the black, kisses it on the outside, 1-2. 1-2 count. Justin. Claudia, the 1-2 pitch, 96 outside, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Raylo comes set, kicks and fires, swung on, slaps it back, foul up against the screen. We'll do it again. Trying to get this screen set up for y'all watching on our, whether it's on YouTube or I believe we're on Facebook tonight as well. So the 2-2 from Raylo, kicks and fire, swung on, chopped foul down the line. We'll do it again. Tell people this all the time, but if you are watching us on Facebook and you want to join in on the fun, there's a lot more folks chatting on YouTube. It's youtube.com/@BravesCountry. You're just looking for Braves Country Radio. The 2-2, kicks and fires, just missed outside, four-seam fastball, full count. So a full count. What you talking about, Willis? Good to see you, Willis. Braves nothing, Giants nothing, top of the first inning. The payoff pitch. Raylo lifts his red glove, a little bit of blue in it. Kicks and fires. In the dirt, good take by Wade. He'll walk first. 1-on-1 out here in the top of the first inning. That's going to bring up the number 3 hitter, Ramos. Center fielder, Helio Ramos. The rookie. First pitch on the way is down and away. It's 1-0. I think I said rookie. He's not a rookie this year, but this is the first time that he's really got the bulk of the starts in center field. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it back. 1-1. He's got a lifetime batting average of .255, batting .294 this year, and an OPS of .876. Not known as a home run hitter coming into this season, but he does have 10 so far. Righty-righty matchup, the 1-1 pitch. Right there for a strike, 95. It's 1-2. The 1-2 count. Appreciate the kind words, Claudia. Appreciate you tuning in to Braves Country Radio. The 1-2. Lets her rip. In the dirt. Good block by Murphy. Wade will stay set. It's evens up the count 2-2. Got a 2-2 count. Raylo running his pitch count up here with just one out. He's at 18 pitches. The 2-2, they set up inside, swung on, fisted back foul. We'll do it again. Giants not a high-scoring team, but they are a team that will give you a lot of professional at-bats, and Raylo's going to have to find a way to punch him out early. They will try to run that pitch count up. The 2-2. Time is called. Runner on first, one out. The 2-2 pitch, down and away, ball 3. So Raylo in a bit of trouble here in the top of the first inning. He's at 20 pitches with just one out. You'd love a double play here to get out of this jam. Standing on deck is their hind catcher, Andrew Bailey. The payoff pitch from Raylo. Swing, fouls it straight back, 95 miles an hour. Just got a piece of that. We'll do it again. The payoff pitch, once again, runner at first. One out, Raylo working slow. The pitch, swing, pops it up. Once again, that fouled back. So really running his pitch count up. Raylo's got to find a way to put him to bed. The payoff pitch. Did he go around? He did, strike 3. Got bailed out on that one. That pitch was well out of the zone, but he just got into that swing mode, could not stay off of it to away. Big out number 2. Last thing he wanted to do was walk first and second with the high pitch count already. So 2 down, and Raylo will try to put Andrew Bailey away. Bailey batting .284 on the year and a .786 OPS. First pitch to Bailey is a swing and a miss strike, curveball on the edge. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. He's got 6 home runs, 28 RBI. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Curveball again. 0-2. Would he dare throw it a third time in a row? Andrew Bailey, one of their top prospects last few years, came out of North Carolina State. First round pick is the 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. 13th pick overall. That was back in the 2020 draft. Really good catcher in college. This year, batting .284. The 1-2 pitch, 95, just misses outside. He is just missing his spots. Last year, Bailey had a bit of a disappointing year for a rookie year, but as a catcher, not a terrible year. Batted .233 with the .644 OPS and 7 home runs, but they're expecting more out of him. The 2-2, that one's nowhere near the plate, 94 miles an hour outside. Ball 3, 3-2. Chapman stands on deck. Raylo trying to dial something up here. He has thrown 28 pitches. 29 needs to end it. The payoff pitch. Curveball caught, looking strike 3. That was a wide and low strike, but gosh dog it, we needed it. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Vaughn's been working on a couple of new pitches, the Eliminator and the Humiliator, to complement his fastball, the Terminator.
I heard that.
Dynamite drop-in, Monty. That broadcast school has really paid off.
Before Jackie Robinson, Moses Fleetwood Walker broke baseball's color barrier. In his third year of college, he enrolled at the University of Michigan. There he was the team's leading hitter, hitting both for average and power. In 1883, he would not return to Michigan, instead choosing to sign with the Toledo Blue Stockings, where he would start his journey to become a professional baseball player. He appeared in 60 of Toledo's 84 games in 1883, despite catching barehanded with his only protection being a mask behind home plate. Toledo Toledo's success in 1883 propelled them into the American Association, where they officially became a Major League Baseball team in 1884. This meant on opening day of the 1884 season, the starting catcher of the Blue Stockings would become the first African-American player to play a professional baseball game. During his only Major League season, he batted .263, third best on the team, and 23 points above the league average. Unfortunately, he would be plagued by injuries. His last game of the season would be in July when he suffered a season-ending injury. On September 22nd, he was released. The Blue Stockings folded in 1885, and Walker bounced around between minor league teams until 1888. In 1889, the American Association and the National League unofficially banned African American players. Regardless, he will forever be known as the player who broke baseball's color barrier and paved the way for Jackie Robinson.
Armchair.
Brooklyn had last won a pennant in 1920, but the Dodgers had never won a World Series. And with players like P. Ridge Day and Hot Potato Hamlin, they were best known for what one of their own managers called bonehead play. The most celebrated Dodger star was Babe Herman, who hit .393 in 1930, an all-time Dodger record. But he was famously inept in the field, carried lit cigars in his pockets, and once boasted that if a fly ball ever hit him on the head, he'd quit.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Mr. Jared Kelnick stands in. Kid Kelnick, first pitch, up top, 95 out and wide. It's 1-0. One thing's for sure, we cannot complain about any strikes called on us tonight because we got some gifts in the first round. We'll definitely take them. The 1-0, 95 up top, misses outside, 2-0. Definitely looks like he's calling low balls, and he's definitely calling the outside pitch. See if that continues for home plate umpire Doug Eddings. We've had him several times before, and I do recall him having wide zones. The 2-0 lets her rip right there at the knees, 96, 2-1. From Mr. Hayden Bird's song, you're going to get a mix of 4 pitches. Birdsong brings 54% of the time the four-seam fastball, the 2-1 pitch, slider, about chest high 2-2. He'll throw that slider there around 13% of the time and the changeup 23% of the time. The curve he'll mix in about 10%. The 2-2 in the dirt, changeup misses, ball 3-2. So a full count to Hayden Birdsong. He's out of Mattoon, Illinois. Played his college ball at Eastern Illinois, drafted in the 6th round in 2022. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, 96 up top, 1 away. They do have high hopes for Mr. Birdsong. I know it's a part of it, me getting older, but my God, this kid looks young. I mean, I don't believe he's shaving yet. 6'4", 215 pounds, 22-year-old. First pitch on the way to Oz. He's down and in. Did he go around? Third base umpire Charlie Ramos says no dice. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-lefty. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Change up over the top. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Nobody on, 1 out. Pitch well high out of the zone, 97 miles an hour. That was pitch out territory, 2-1. Ozzie Albies batting .254 with 6 homers on the year. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, fouls it straight back, 96. Evens up the count, 2-2. A lot of great baseball being played all around the league tonight. You got Tarek Skubal going up against the Minnesota Twins tonight. That's getting started here in a little bit. Mitch Keller was on the mound for for Pittsburgh versus St. Louis. The Cardinals, as Birdsong's going to have a quick chat with his hind catcher Bailey out there at the mound. Cardinals had Kirk Gibson out there. St. Louis leads 2-0 in the fourth. Keller on the ropes. So a 2-2 count. Birdsong and Bailey might just be trying to get on the same page. Wow, grand slam. St. Louis is smoking Pittsburgh. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, lifted high. Not very deep into left field. Making the catch is Conforto to away. You'll remember Michael Conforto from his days at the New York Mets. That'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. Marcell stands in. First pitch on the way. Curveball in the dirt. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Looks like we've already hit the century mark, I'm being told. So appreciate everybody smashing that like button. The 1-0 pitch. Up top, misses outside, 2-0. So a 2-0 count, smashing that like. Braves win! The 2-0 pitch is swatted back to foul. Might have been a touch out of the zone, 2-1. Good evening to all the latecomers here to Braves Country Radio. Always great to see everybody in the chat. Marguerite. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, chopped foul back behind home plate, 2-2. The Braves have yet to put a base runner on. They have at least put some pitches on the young man. This will be his 16th pitch, not nearly as high as Raylo's with his 29 in the first inning, if you're just joining us. Marcell Ozuna right there at the 300 mark. 21 home runs. The pitch in the dirt. Ball 3. 951 OPS. 67 RBI. At least want to see Marcell get a walk. I kind of like us having a 300 hitter. He's our only one. So the payoff pitch to Marcell. The Big Zoo, swing and a miss. Well, that'll get him below it, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Raylo goes back to work. 29 pitches in, but he did strike out the side. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I'll take one terrible beer filled up way too high so I spill most of it, and a too long hot dog on a too short bun. And do you have mustard and relish?
Yeah, it's right there between the entrance and the exit to the bathroom.
Perfect. And can I get a bag of unsalted peanuts? You know, something I would never eat anywhere else in the world?
Sure, here you go.
Great, great. I can't wait to have diarrhea in the stall with no door while 20 guys wait for me to finish.
When we make what the men make and get the crowds that the men draw, then we should get paid the same. Literally, the men fund our leagues, and we will still whine that we don't get paid enough. And honestly, it makes all of us look bad, because instead of being thankful for the league that we have, we go out and whine and complain about the pay. I don't hear the men whining about OnlyFans models getting paid more than them. I don't hear the men whining about models getting paid more than them. Kendall Jenner is the highest paid supermodel. Where are the male supermodels? But whenever men dominate in an industry, women will just complain. Yes, let's not live in this delusion.
If it changes, I don't see why equality should be the only ambition for the women. If it turns out that in some sport women get more viewers watching and therefore draw more revenue, I'm all for them getting more money than the men.
Can you name 5 WNBA players? 5 female soccer players?
I mean, I can't name any.
Support
WNBA,
from the
basketball?
feminists.
I don't
we
know.
would get equal pay if we would just get the support from the feminists.
Well, let me tell you.
Name 5.
Let me tell you.
I don't even know what the WNBA is.
We need our support.
Armchair.
It was an even bet that Babe would either catch it or get killed by it. His general practice was to run up when the ball was hit and then turn and run back and then circle about uncertainly. All this time the ball was descending, the spectators were petrified with fear, and Mr. Herman was chewing gum, unconcerned. At the proper moment, he stuck out his glove. If he found the ball there, he was greatly surprised and very happy.
Welcome back. First pitch from Raylo. Ronaldo Lopez is a curveball in the dirt. To Matt Chapman, it's 1-0. He's got to be a little more aggressive this inning. He's going to run that pitch count way up. The 1-0. Swung on, pops it back foul. Out of play behind home plate. 1-1. Reds and Yankees are scoreless. That game is in the third inning. The 1-1 swung on. That ball's rifled into center field. Making the running catch is Kid Kelnick for out number 1. And he had a long way to go and a short time to get there. He was eastbound and down and made that catch. Running into the wall, tapping it with his glove. So 1 down. Michael Conforto comes to the plate. First pitch on the way from Raylo is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. It's pretty obvious Raylo does not have his best stuff tonight. He's got to fight his way through it. The 1-0. Slider down and in. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Kicks and fires. Outside wide curveball, nowhere near the zone. Ball 3. So a 3-0 from Raylo. 1 down, top of the second. The pitch on the way. Fastball right there. Four-seamer on the outer edge, 3-1. That one came in at 93 miles an hour. Took a little bit off of that. You may have to do that if you don't have the touch on it tonight. Just make sure you're getting them in where you want them. The 3-1 pitch. 94 outside wide. Ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. And the Giants have someone on base once again. One on, one out. Lopez at 37 pitches. First pitch on the way to Wisely is called for a low strike on the outer cut. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lopez comes set, kicks, fires, swing and a miss. Slider. 0-2. Raylo himself leans on 4 pitches, predominantly the four-seam fastball at 57. The slider comes in at 28% and the curve 11%. Every once in a while, as the 0-2 pitch swung on, lifted high, not very deep into center field. Camping underneath it is Kid Kelnick, 2 away. Every once in a while, just to keep you honest, he'll put that changeup in, tossing that this year about 4% of the time. Top of the second inning, 1 out. Nationals and Mets are at it this week. Washington leads that 1-0 in the 4th. First pitch on the way to the number 8 hitter, Mike Yastrzemski. Is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. He is the grandson of the great Carl Yastrzemski. That game was on the old MLB channel this afternoon while I was getting prepared for the game. Is the 1-0 down and in, 2-0. Actually, it was a recap of the entire 1975 series. But the famous Yaz pushing it down the line. The walk-off home run in Game 6. The 2-0 from Lopez. 94 down and in. Ball 3, 3-0. 3-0 count. Standing on deck is Nick Ahmed. Phillies and Cubs are about to get underway. They're in Chicago. The 3-0. Swing. Rifled into right field. That is down for a base hit. Duvall comes up firing from right, fires it into the infield, and they will keep him station to station. So it's runners on first and second, 2 outs. Raylo trying to find a way to get out of this. He'll face the number 9 hitter, Nick Ahmed. Nick batting .248 on the year. The first pitch on the way, swung on, belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Making the catch at the wall is Mr. Forrest Wall. We'll be back in a flash. The Ice House leads us off here in the bottom of the second.
I accidentally spent $800 on phone sex.
I was doing my makeup in the rearview mirror and I ran over your golf clubs.
I burned a hole in your favorite dress.
You didn't get that promotion because I called your boss a fat ass at the Christmas party.
Well, I purposely dropped that bowling ball on your foot so you couldn't go to your high school reunion.
I'm 2 years older than you think I am!
Tonight, the information superhighway and one of its main thoroughfares, an online network called Internet.
The Internet, a global hookup that permits computers to exchange information. In 1981, only 213 computers were hooked to the Internet. As the new year begins, an estimated 2.5 million computers will be on the network, serving as many as 20 million people.
5 years from now, we're not going to have distinct cable and telephone industries. There's going to be one industry, and there'll be companies carrying bits, little pieces of information from point A to point B.
There are also interactive TV channels where people order movies on demand instead of driving to the local video store. High schoolers can get practice questions for the Scholastic Aptitude Test. These new services add about $10 a month to the average cable TV bill.
The Dodgers' best pitcher was Dazzy Vance, a hefty right-hander with an 83-inch reach, who had been the dominant strikeout pitcher of the 1920s. He literally had a trick up his sleeve.
You couldn't hit him on a Monday. He'd cut the sleeve of his undershirt to the elbow, and on that part of it he'd use lye to make it white, and the rest he didn't care how dirty it was. Then he'd pitch overhand out of the apartment houses in the background at Ebbets Field, between the bleached sleeve of his undershirt waving and the Monday wash hanging out to dry, the diapers and undies and sheets flapping on the clothesline. You lost the ball entirely. He threw balls by me I never even saw. Rube Bressler.
Welcome back. First pitch to Matt Olson is 96 up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Olson digging in with a .242 average. 96 misses high out of the zone. 1-1. The 1-1 comes set, fires, top of the zone. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Olson with 12 home runs on the year takes the 1-2 well high and outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Appreciate you spending your Tuesday evening here with Braves Country Radio. I know a lot of folks are probably traveling. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase that one high and out of the zone. Strikeout and one away. Birdsong with 3 strikeouts. Is this the first time the Braves have ever seen the young right-hander? Be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they make. Austin Riley stands in. He takes 97, about chest high for a strike. It's 0-1. What got Birdsong into trouble last time out with his control, he looks to have pretty good control tonight. The 0-1 slider out of the zone, 1-1. Riley has 9 home runs, 31 RBI, and a 745 OPS, batting .250 on the year, up quite a bit from just a couple of weeks ago. The 1-1 pitch, outside wide, slider misses, ball 2, 2-1. Braves have yet to have a base runner. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball's belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Ding dong, that pitch is dead. A hanger, a banger, and she gone, baby. 407 happy feet at 108 miles an hour off the back of the rake. And the Braves hit pay dirt. It's 1-0. That was a no-doubter. Sean Murphy comes to the plate. Murphy takes the first pitch inside. For a strike, it's 0-1. Sean Murphy batting .217 on the year. Righty. They set up outside the pitch. And intercut gets the strike. It's 0-2. Murphy with a .654 batting OPS. He has increased that quite a bit from just a few weeks. The 0-2 way high and out of the zone. Just a bit up top. That thing went to the backstop well over the catcher's glove. 1-2. Birdsong. Comes set. Lets her rip. Check swing foul out of play. Hayden Birdsong. That is just a great baseball name. The 1-2 to the Murph. Braves lead it 1-0. Duvall on deck. The 1-2 pitch inside. Tight inside 2-2. The 2-2. Swing, and that ball's belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong. A solo shot. A very smurfy home run indeed. 430 happy feet over the wall. 108 off the bat. His 9th RBI, 4th home run of the season. And if you care about launch angle, 23 degrees. Yowza. Back-to-back jacks. First pitch on the way to Duvall. 97 on the edge. 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing. Fouls it straight back. 98. Slaps it back. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Duvall. Swing, and that ball's belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Just off the wall. But Adam Duvall has himself a 1-out double. I thought we were about a foot away from back-to-back jacks. Wow. It just hit the top of the wall. The center fielder, Ramos, had a leaping attempt, tried to backhand. If he would have made that catch, that would have been dun-na-na. You'd have gotten that for top plays of the week. What it looks like to me is he's getting too much of the plate on that fastball, and these right-handers are drilling it. If you're watching on TV and not listening on radio, he has got, you talk about a baby face. He looks like he should be on the Gerber food label. So runner at second, 1 out. Braves lead it 2-0. Would love to get another run in. And Forrest Wall comes up to the plate. First pitch on the way to Forrest. He drops a bunt.
Run, Forrest, run! Run!
That bunt goes well out of play. It's a good idea to drop that bunt and force the defense to come in, but he got a fastball, and that fastball bounced off the bat into foul territory. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Slider over the top, it's 0-2. Braves 2, Giants nothing. The good news of this is, regardless what happens here, unless something out of the ordinary happens, we would clear the number 9 hitter this inning. The 0-2, up top, misses high, 1-2. Talked about it in the pregame show that the Braves' top of the order is going to have to be better because the bottom of the order, you can't expect a whole lot out of it. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, pops it up. High into left field, should be an easy out. Conforto underneath it, 2 away. So 2 out and 2 shorts coming to the plate. Zach Short getting the start tonight. Too Short batting 136 on the year, 5 RBI, 471 OPS. Righty-righty matchup, the first pitch on the way. Missed well up top, but got the strike call. It's 0-1. That's the first pitch he's called out of the zone up top. He's called several of them outside and a few down. The 0-1 to Short. Lets her rip, swing, and fouls it straight back. Slider on the edge. It's 0-2. Braves 2, Giants nothing. They said the reason why Arcia is not playing tonight is because of an abscessed tooth. The 0-2 pitch, high and out of the zone, 4-seam fastball, 1-2. And it says that Laureano's back pain has moved towards his oblique, and it looks like he's heading to the IL. So that might be the last time you ever seen Ramon Laureano, because I don't see him past the deadline. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, pops it up. High in the center field, going back. Just before the warning track, Vamos is the second inning, but not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 2 on the board. It's 2-0 in Atlanta.
You know, and that's a double-edged sword, you know. It's kind of like watching your mother-in-law go off a cliff in a Cadillac. You know, you got mixed feelings.
Now Ricky Henderson. And with Ricky Henderson, don't look away for that first pitch, because Ricky looking for a fastball right away to park in the stands in left field. He's done it more often than any player in history. All the years, if you think of Ricky, you think of the steals, but he's an all-round leadoff man. And there it goes. Number 76. He adds to his record. And that was a no doubt about it home run. Truly a big fly for Ricky Henderson, the 76th time in his career that he has as the first batter in the lineup. Led off the game with a home run.
My favorite number that's not 3 and 8 or 88 now. My favorite numbers were like 51, 47, 55, 57. And I'm like, man, we gotta go with something with an 8, and that was everybody else's opinion too. I was thinking 28. 28's it. I wanted 28. Let's be 28. And Texaco said hard no.
Armchair.
Brooklyn rarely rose above 6th place. Even their diehard fans called the Dodgers Dem Bums.
The Dem Bums became the Dodgers. That was the big name for them. Our bums, our beloved bums. But the term, when it was first used, was pejorative. In the 20s and 30s, people in Brooklyn needed the Dodgers to win, and they'd go out to the ball game, and the Dodgers would lose, and they'd lose stupidly and carelessly and dumbly, and people would come out of Ebbets Field saying, them bums, those lousy bums, they lost again. How'd those bums do today? And it wasn't until they started to win that the nickname became an admirable nickname and became capitalized.
Welcome back Braves Country Baseball, first pitch on the way from Raylo to Jorge Soler. It's a fastball outside wide for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves 2, Giants nothing if you're just joining us. The 0-1, four-seamer. Misses outside, 1-1. Braves got on the board first with Austin Riley's solo shot in the second inning, the 1-1, down and away, 2-1. That was backed up by Sean Murphy's one-run home run and back-to-back jacks. Adam Duvall barely missed 3 back-to-backs as the 2-1 right there at the knees, 2-2. He had a double off the wall at the very top of the wall where the yellow strip is. The ball hit, and the defender's glove just missed it. He ended up on second, but we couldn't get him home. The 2-2. Swing. That ball's rifled down the third base line, but foul. Do it again. Yesterday, I hope you enjoyed it, Braves Country. That's our last day off until the All-Star break. 13 consecutive games. The 2-2. Swung on. Just got a piece of that. Fouls it backwards. Do it again, 2-2. Jorge Soler came into the game with a .230 batting average and 9 home runs. Now batting .229 after the first inning strikeout. The 2-2 from Raylo. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pulled the string on that one away. So with that being said, the 13 consecutive days, you got to think about something. The Braves have been trying to manage innings, especially of the man on the mound right now. He is at 79 in third innings coming into tonight. So let's say he goes 5 or 6, he'll be around the 85, 86 range. First pitch on the way from Wade is swung on and lifted high and deep, going back on the track. Kid Kelnick will make the catch at the warning track, 2 away. F8 in your scores card to deep right center field just in front of the bullpen. So with that being said, I do think the plan is going to be to only pitch these guys a couple more times for the break, which means we're going to see, as the first pitch on the way from Raylo is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. I do believe we're going to see at least 1, if not 2, appearances by guys down on the farm to take a start, guys like a Bryce Elder. The 0-1, four-seamer misses inside, 1-1. And I'll tell you what, I'm not against not starting Raylo Sunday against the Phillies, and I'll tell you why. The 1-1 pitch, down below the knees, 2-1. A, give him the extra day of rest, whatever. B, do we want them to see Ronaldo Lopez and Chris Sale that many times before we meet him in October? Give him nothing to work on, right? The 2-1 pitch, 97 out top, 3-1. I think there's a very good chance that Raylo does miss the Phillies series and we get either Bryce Elder or somebody else pitch that Sunday game. The 3-1, down and in, ball 4. So with 2 outs, Raylo walks another. He's now at 58 pitches here in the third inning. The way he's working, he'll be doing well to get through 5 tonight. He's kept runs off the board, but the really high pitch count, averaging 20 an inning, you can do the math yourself. That'll take you to 5. First pitch on the way is a slider down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The other question would be, I think Elder would get it. And remember, Elder can come up. He did not have to wait. So they could bring him in to this series if they wanted to. He does not have to wait because as the 1-0 pitch runner goes, Murphy fires it down to second. Did he get him? Nah, short, couldn't hold on to the ball. Good throw by Murphy. It was a good tag that was applied, but the ball popped out of his glove. Second base umpire Sean Barber was about to punch him out. He got him on the foot sliding by. He actually raised his arm to call him out. Then he saw the ball roll out. So runner at second, 2 outs, a 2-0 count. Braves lead at 2-0. The pitch. Swing. Sliced it back foul. Bailey just behind that one, 2-1. The other question would be, I do believe you're going to get one more guy get a start. Because I think ideally they would like for Raylo to only pitch one more time before the All-Star break. The 2-1. Slider down and in, ball 3-1. And that could be a number of people that they could bring up. Ian Anderson's not likely because he's just started his rehab assignment. But you could get like a Dylan Dodd or someone like that come up. The 3-1 pitch. Right there at the knees, 95, kisses the top of the caps. Full count. So a full count now and 2 outs. Raylo 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Chapman looms on deck. The payoff pitch down, nowhere near the zone, ball 4. And his pitch count is now 64 pitches. Murphy's going out there to talk to him. Go over some game planning on this at bat, but also it would be to give him a breather. While they talk out there on the mound, we're going to hit the out-of-town scoreboard. Red Sox lead the Marlins 5-1 in the 6th. Pirates crawling back into it against St. Louis. It's now 6-3 in Pittsburgh. Guardians 6-3. They lead the White Sox in the 6th. Nats 2-1 over the Mets in the 6th. Reds and Yankees. Cincinnati's got a 1-0 lead. They're in the 4th. Blue Jays 6-0 over the Astros in the 4th. Tigers and Twins just getting going. They're scoreless in the 2nd. Raylo goes back to work. First pitch on the way is a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Finish up that out-of-town scoreboard. We got the Padres and Rangers scoreless in the 1st, and the Phillies and Cubs just got underway. They are scoreless, along with the Rays and Royals. The 0-1 pitch swung on, sliced back foul. It's 0-2. Later on tonight, you got a really good matchup. If you're up late, Orioles are at the Mariners. Grayson Rodriguez against Kirby. Diamondbacks are at the Dodgers. The 0-2 pitch. Slider. Did not get the call. Man, he's been calling that outside paint. I thought we'd get that call. It's technically not in the zone, but he's been giving that outside pitch. Brewers are at the Rockies at 8:40. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. Keep an eye on that Brewers-Rockies game. Remember Dallas Keuchel. He's got an 11.4 ERA, and he is heading to Colorado. They might break 20. The 2-2. Swing. That ball's lifted high into center field. Drifting back. Make it a running catch is Kid Kelnick. Go ahead and give him gold, baby. Wow, is that kid putting on a performance.
Yo, how the police gonna pull me over for texting and driving? They be on a whole ass laptop in their front seat.
Hi. 1 herbal tea, please.
Which flavor?
Flavor. Jasmine?
Sorry, I meant for the boba.
The little spheres of tapioca and sugar?
The tea comes with boba.
Well, it doesn't, because I see the tea right there and I see the boba over there. So why don't we just not combine them? Yeah? So I'll take the tea without the covert diabetes delivery mechanism, please.
The system won't let me do that.
Okay. Yeah, no, fine. 1 boba, please. We'll call it a mental health day treat. Self-care, right? Isn't that what people call it whenever they need an excuse to do whatever they want?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, of course you don't. Of course you don't. 1 chewy sugar tea, please.
All right. You can scan the code.
Why?
Because the code takes you to the app.
That's 2 apps today. You know, even though I'm already talking to the person that could just take my order right here, but I got to download an app, right? How about this? I have cash. You have tea. Why don't we just streamline things?
We don't take cash, though.
Yeah. How about cards? Take cards?
Yes.
Oh, great.
But there is a $10 minimum. There's no minimum on the app, though.
I got a short memory, just like when I was in the 3rd grade. 2 of the best years of my life.
Baseball, it's a level playing field. There's equality. All of the inequalities in American life check their hat at the door. Once you're there, there's a sort of bleacher democracy that the banker can sit in the bleachers and converse with the working man next to him. Baseball exists under a kind of bell jar. It's impervious to change.
How many games are you going to win this year, Daddy?
Well, I'm going to win all I can, buddy.
How much is that, Dad?
Well, how many would you like to have me win?
Oh, about 45.
About 45. Well, I'll do the best I can. If I win 45, that isn't going to leave many for the other players to win, is it?
That's all right.
Well, I'll do the best I can anyway for you and the rest of the boys.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Kid Kelnick leads us off. The first pitch on the way, swung on. That ball's hit into center field, drifting back, making the catch. On the run is Ramos for out number 1. I was hoping Kid Kelnick could get himself a base hit there, man. He's put on a show with the glove. One down. First pitch on the way is a changeup. At the knees for a strike to Ozzie Albies. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing. Chops that foul down the first base line. 0-2. An 0-2 count. Braves 2. Giants nothing. The 0-2 Birdsong misses high and out of the zone 1 and 2. The 1-2. Birdsong comes set. The pitch. Swing. Pops it up. But back out of play, we'll do it again. You got a 1-2 count from Birdsong, his 49th pitch of the night. Birdsong delivers, swing, chops it high over towards third. It's going to be a strange little flare pop up to away. Two down. Marcell Ozuna digs in. First pitch on the way. Swung on. Fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch on the way. Right there at the knees. 0-2. A little surprised Marcell didn't unload on that one. That one was right in his wheelhouse. He may not see another fastball the rest of the night. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball up top. 1-2. The 1-2. Righty-righty matchup. They set up outside. Bailey sets the glove. Swing. Pops it back foul. That ball drifted in on the hands of Ozuna. That was almost like self-defense, that slider. 1-2. The 1-2. Kicks and rips. Swing, and that ball's lifted high, but not very deep. Got in on his hands again, and he flies out to left to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves lead at 2-0. Conforto, Wisely, the Yaz coming to the dish.
It was a regular Wednesday night when a realization hit me like a truck. I don't think Dua Lipa is going to open any of my DMs.
Our football team, some aspects look like we're really ready to play. A couple of other aspects look like we just got off Willie Nelson's tour bus.
Shout out to my fitted sheet for putting all the clothes in the dryer in a damp, twisted chokehold to make sure nothing else gets dry.
I get the gist of what's going on here. I know what you're doing. You're looking down on us. A couple small market Midwest ball players. Mr. New York City with your Fifth Avenue ties and your tailored suits and your polished shoes and your hair. Your perfectly coiffed Broadway hair. Not everyone can be the next Roger Peckinpah. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a disgrace.
Armchair.
Before the 1934 season began, Dizzy announced that he and his younger brother Paul, whom the press insisted on calling Daffy, would together win 45 to 50 games. They did. Dizzy won 30 and Paul won 19.
Brother Jerome, better known as Dizzy. This is my brother Paul Dean, better known as Daffy. We're both full of ambition against those Tigers.
The Cardinals faced the Detroit Tigers in the 1934 World Series. In the fourth game, Dizzy Dean, running to second, was hit in the head with a ball fielded by the shortstop.
Rogel, in throwing to first, struck the Dean squarely in the forehead with the ball.
The throw knocked Dean senseless, and he was rushed to the hospital. Headlines the next day said, X-rays of Dean's head showed nothing.
Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss over the top. For a strike, it's 0-1. Today's Lou Gehrig Day. I'm not 100% sure why they picked the second, not the fourth. I guess because they don't want to do it on Independence Day. But it's the 0-1 pitch. Right there up top for a strike. We'll take the call, 0-2. This was the famous anniversary. This is what the, 85th anniversary of Lou Gehrig's famous speech where he says, fans, for the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about the bad break I got. This is the 0-2 pitch. High and inside, 1-2. Yet today I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. I have been in a lot of ballparks for 17 years and have never received anything but kindness and encouragement from fans like you. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 away. Good pitch by Raylo. 73 pitches in. During the Lou Gehrig Appreciation Day, which is actually on July 4th, but today is Lou Gehrig Day in Major League Baseball, the Iron Horse uniform number 4 will be the first ever to be retired. Initially to move to speak, as the first pitch on the way from Raylo is a four-seam fastball, top of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. The emotional Iron Horse changes his mind when skipper Joe McCarthy encourages him. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses, 1-1. Setting the stage for the luckiest man on earth speech. The 1-1. High and out of the zone, ball 2, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Righty, lefty, pitch on the way, down and in, 3-1. Braves 2, Giants nothing. Top of the fourth inning. The 3-1 pitch. Right there for a strike on the outer edge, four-seam fastball. Wisely doesn't like it, but he's been calling those wide ones all night long. One thing's for sure, you get a wide one, you cannot take it with 2 strikes. Not tonight. The payoff pitch from Raylo. Swung on, pops it back up. Out of play. Lopez about to throw his 80th pitch of the night. He would have loved to have seen a quick inning, but another laboring as the 3-2 pitch swung on, banged on the ground to Ozzie. 4-3 put out, 2 down. 2 away. And that'll give room for left-handed bat of the Yaz. First pitch on the way. 95 outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lets her rip. Swing and a miss. Nice curveball off the edge, 1-1. The 1-1, Raylo delivers, swung on that ball's laced into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Duvall cuts it off, quickly gets it back into the infield, and it's a 2-out single for Mike Yastrzemski. He went down and got that. That really wasn't that bad of a pitch. He went down and got it and was right in his kitchen, right in his wheelhouse. The left-hander strokes it into right field, so 1 on, 2 outs. The first pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball up top. Nick Ahmed goes around on it. It's 0-1. Ahmed 0 for 1 on the day. Flight out to left his first time up. The 0-1 right there at the knees. Good pitch, 95. 0-2. Raylo looking for his 6th strikeout of the day. He has walked 4. Birdsong in his own right has struck out 3. Only given up 2. It says 2 hits, but he gave up 3. The 0-2. Outside wide, 97 misses, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Kicks and fires, swing, lifts it high into left field, drifting back, making the catch is Forrest Wall, and that'll end the inning. Braves get out of another one. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
Imagine running your mouth on social media, and then boom, I catch your ass at Walmart. Hashtag cleanup on aisle 3.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
And all the calls I made on 4th down all those years, you know what my favorite 4th down call was? Punt. It was the most successful play we had.
Chuck Norris doesn't breathe air. He holds air hostage. Death once had a near Chuck experience. Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door.
How difficult is it to hit a baseball?
I don't think it's that difficult, simply because you only have to do it 3 out of 10 times, you go to the Hall of Fame. The first thing about hitting that is important is you have to be fearless. I mean, if you're scared of getting hit with the ball, forget about it. I look for a fastball every pitch. Now, if you're looking for a fastball and he throws you a slider, a curveball, a changeup, a forkball, a knuckleball, a palm ball, a spitball, a screwball, you're going to hit it. You can just adjust to it. Now, if you get a young kid that's going to swing at a high pitch occasionally or a low pitch occasionally, he's going to be very aggressive. Let him do it. Don't try to make him swing a strike zone. The important thing about being a hitter is being aggressive.
Chuck Norris's calendar goes straight from March 31st to April 2nd. No one fools Chuck Norris.
That's sort of a myth came around. Ruth couldn't handle himself. How could he handle other players? Well, that's nonsense. I mean, the man drank a lot and he raised hell and he caroused, but he was a major league player for 22 years. He must have taken care of himself pretty well. And could he have managed? Who knows? Some terrible people have become great managers. Some likely people were terrible managers. He certainly deserved the chance. He didn't get it.
Welcome back. First pitch to Matt Olson's outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Way high outside wide, 95 miles an hour. Ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. The pitch on the way, ball 3-0. That 96-mile-an-hour fastball. None of those fastballs have been near the zone. He's had a little bit of control problem with that fastball tonight. That's what led to those 2 home runs. The 3-0 to the ice house. Ball 4, 96. All 4 of those pitches well out of the zone. And your Atlanta Braves got one on, nobody out. Ray coming to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. First time up, he blasted one into the left field seats into the second deck here at Truist Park. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is a little below the knees, but called for a low strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Taken all the way. 0-2. Braves 2, Giants nothing. Bottom of the 4th inning. The 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. Twins have jumped on Scooble and the Tigers. They're up 2-0 in the 4th. That game is in Minnesota. The 1-2 pitch inside 95 miles an hour. About clipped him on the hands, 2-2. We don't need any more injuries. Quit missing the plate. At least by that much. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Good Lord. That slider was nowhere near the zone. Down around the shoestrings. He went after it anyways, 1 away. 1 down, and Sean Murphy comes to the dish. Murphy, righty-righty. First pitch on the way, swung on, banged on the ground like we talked to the pregame show. He's an automatic double play. 5-4-3 put out to end the inning. Braves lead it 2-0 heading to the 5th.
Can I get you a cup of coffee?
Yeah, well, it's already 10 o'clock in the morning. You don't drink coffee at 10 o'clock in the morning where I come from. I'll take a cold beer instead.
Perhaps something to eat?
You know, come to think of it, my stomach is rumbling a little bit. I'll have another cold beer.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Found a rattlesnake by the shed door, told Grandpa, and he said, well, you know where the pistol is. I was 8.
And with 2 out, you talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. Trying to catch lightning right now. Sachs waiting on deck. High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
Hey, does anybody else whole body start hurting as soon as you start putting work clothes on? Or is it just me?
Now, new heroes emerged from Ruth's shadow. Luke Appling, Johnny Mize, Earl Averill. Mel Ott of the Giants was so feared at the plate that he was once intentionally walked with the bases loaded. Hack Wilson of the Cubs hit even harder than he drank, 1 year batting in 190 runs. Still a major league record. One writer said that Wilson was built along the lines of a beer keg and not unfamiliar with its contents.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We head to the 5th inning. Raylo is going to face the top of the lineup, so the third time through the lineup. First pitch on the way to Jorge Soler is a swing and a miss at the slider. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 swing chops that ball into the third base dugout. Bounced off the third base dugout of the San Francisco Giants. 0-2. Nationals lead the Mets 2-1 in the 7th. Those are two teams fighting for the wild card. Speaking of the wild card coming into tonight, is the 0-2 pitch. Try to get him to chase that slider again. It's 1-2. Braves come in with the top wild card spot. San Diego in second, St. Louis in third with the final wild card spot. Braves are 3 games in front of San Diego, 3.5 in front of St. Louis. The 1-2 swatted down the left field line. That ball is gone. Cuts the lead in half, 2-1. Jorge Soler. He's done that a few times in this stadium. Takes a home run, takes Raylo deep. Don't know why they tried to sneak a 4-seam fastball by Soler when they got the 2 strikes on him. But they did, and they learned their lesson, and it's 2-1. Nobody out here in the 5th. Looks like Murph was trying to set up outside. The ball drifted back in. So 2-1 your score. First pitch to Wade is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks, rips, and fires. Slider in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-0. Warming up in the Braves bullpen is Dylan Lee, the 2-0. That one misses outside. Ball 3, 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Lets her rip. 95 on the cut. Outer edge, 3-1. Same 2 teams back at it tomorrow night. 7:20 first pitch. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. 95 came out of his shoes trying to tie up the game. It's 3-2. Tomorrow night, Chris Sale Day. The payoff pitch from Raylo. 97th of the night. Swing. That ball is belted high and deep into right field. That ball is gone, and Raylo is cooked. It's time to get him out. They've tied up the game 2-2. Raylo, who has not had it tonight, has given up his second home run. And we've got a brand new ball game here in Atlanta. Smoked that ball over the right field wall. That was a hanging curveball and a no-doubter. So back-to-back home runs have tied up the Braves back-to-back home runs. First pitch on the way is a slider. Down and away, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on, foul back, 1-1. Braves 2, Giants 2. The 1-1 pitch. Swing. Swats that foul down the line, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Helio Ramos 0 for 1 with the walk in the third. He's got a stolen base. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. 97 right down the pipe, one away. Still really doesn't seem like that there's ever the sense of urgency to go out there and talk to the starter. They finally come out there, but at least you got to send Murphy out there to just give him a break after giving back-to-back jacks. We'll be back in a flash. Raylo's cooked for the night. We're going to the pen, tied at 2.
Down a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Well, there you have it. The die is cast. The Mets are worse off now than they were when Will Palmer was their owner. Stevie Cohn, he is another false prophet, another letdown. Everything failed. The Mets, you can mark my words. Every time the Mets get a brother of a star, he's a bum. Acuna's brother, who I hear already demanding a trade, will never do anything for the Mets. This is Alex Ochoa. This is Fernando Martinez. 5-star players, 5-tool players. There are 5 suck players. They can't throw. They can't run. They can't hit. Who's going to be left on this team next year? There's nobody. They're going to be terrible. It's going to take at least 10 years to make them competitive. This year is a disaster. Worst season ever. You suck. And now there's nothing left. Nothing. This is the most hopeless I've ever been about this team. The Mets are worse than the Oakland A's. The Oakland A's have more hope than the Mets.
Though it was a hitter's decade, one of the most admired players was a dominating screwball pitcher named Carl Hubble.
Well, I was always fascinated by Carl Hubble, Mr. High Pockets. He was a left-handed pitcher for the New York Giants. And his most famous pitch was the screwball. And he'd thrown so many of these things that his arm was literally deformed. And you could see it when he walked out to the pitcher's mound. His arm, a screwball is a reverse curve like that. And he'd thrown so many that the palm was almost out when he walked out. Curious. And I was so impressed by this pitcher that I used to walk around like that when I was about 9 years old. My mother used to say, "What is wrong with that arm of yours anyway?" They finally made me stop it. It looked as though I'd fallen out a window or something, and my parents hadn't had enough money to give me the right operation to get the thing twisted back right.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Dylan Lee is a swing and a miss strike to Andrew Bailey. It's 0-1. Dylan Lee coming on with the 2.18 ERA. Bailey now on the right side of the dish. The 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul. 0-2. Standing on deck is Chapman with Conforto in the hole. The 0-2 from Lee. Comes set. Lets her go. Changeup misses well off the plate, 1-2. The 1-2. Time's called by Bailey. I think Murphy might be getting... Yeah, Murphy had an issue with his glove. Well, while that's going on, that closes the books on Raylo. He went 4 1/3, 4 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Luckily, the walks never came home to roost, but it was just a very big indication that he did not have his best stuff today. The 1-2 from Lee. In the dirt, nowhere near the zone, 2-2. Lefty righty, one down. The 2-2 from Dylan Lee brings it. Check swing foul. We'll do it again. Bailey with a 785 OPS. Chapman stands on deck with 11 home runs. Conforto 9. The 2-2 from Lee. Lets her go. Swung on. Pops it up. High into right field. Not very deep. Coming over. Making the catch is Adam Duvall. In foul territory. 2 away. It's about that time to start turning back time. On this date in 1903, Ed Delahanty, who once hit 4 home runs in one game, goes over Niagara Falls Railroad Bridge and drowns. The circumstance of the Senators' outfielder's death will remain a mystery, but rumors persist he was kicked off the train by a conductor after being drunk and disorderly. First pitch on the way is a changeup on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Now that is getting kicked out of a bar. The 0-1 in the dirt. Slider misses. 1-1. Matt Chapman 0 for 2 on the night, but that was against the right-hander, now dealing with the left-hander. Braves infield is back into the left. So even with those 2 home runs, offense still not clicking. The 1-1 swung on, swatted back foul off the mask of Murphy, 1-2. Atlanta Braves tonight. All 3 of the hits came back to back to back and then nothing. So 1-2 count. 93 misses well out of the zone, 2-2. Standing on deck is Conforto, the lefty. Wisely in the hole. The 2-2 to Chapman. They set up Pine inside. Swing! And that ball's hammered down the third base line, but foul. Philly, all over the Cubs early on, 3-0. No shocker there. I believe that was Trey Turner that just went yard. The 2-2. Lets her go in the dirt. Ball 3, 3-2. So Dylan Lee has worked himself behind in the count now. The 3-2. Comes and rips. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. J.K. is underneath it in center field, and he'll make the catch. That'll end the inning. But out before the Atlanta Braves coughed up the lead. It's 2-2. The bottom of the order coming to the dish.
Steak and donut sandwich, please.
You want cigarettes on that sandwich?
Oh, I look like a Mary? Yes, I want cigarettes.
I tell you what, we had another sorry practice today. These guys, I don't know if we're going to be able to beat anybody this year. Quarterbacks, they can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. I don't know if we could hit that indoor facility right there. Receivers, they couldn't catch a cold if it was the middle of February, dropping everything. Defensive backs, gosh, I wonder why they got grass stains all over their jerseys. They fall about every play. About 2 or 3 of them are falling. And our kickers, gee. It's like the Army, left, right. They're kicking it all over the place. I don't know if we can beat anybody this year. Guys, and leadership? No, we don't have any leaders out here. Guys are soft. They just can't. I don't know. Maybe I ought to give them a week off and start over and see if we can regroup and find some real tough guys out here.
And is it correct you just started identifying as female 2 weeks ago?
I'm not here to talk about my transition. Let me tell you something. I am the strongest woman this state has ever seen.
Any words for the challenger?
Good luck, Heather.
Luck is for dudes.
Armchair.
In the 1934 All-Star Game, Hubble astonished the baseball world by striking out in succession Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin.
I saw so many great pitchers, and maybe it's because of an early impression, but of all the pitchers I saw, thinking in terms of their control of themselves, as well as their ability to throw the ball, to manipulate the pitch. I would say, let's put it this way, if I had a ball game to be pitched and my life hung on the balance, I'd want Carl Hubble to pitch it.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way to Adam Duvall is right there for a strike. Let her high. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Duvall doubled in the second. Birdsong at just 65 pitches now. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Over the top. 0-2. He's not likely to get another of them fastballs that was about letter high that he almost drove that one over the wall. 0-2 count. Infield is back and to the left. Kicks and fires. Swing, pops it up. Fouling out of play. We'll do it again. Detroit has come back to take the lead 3-2. They are in the fifth. The 0-2. High and out of the zone, 95 miles an hour. Close shave inside, 1-2. Washington and New York, the Mets have tied it up 2-2. They are in the eighth. The 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of that. 96 out of the zone, up and in, but just got a piece of it to stay alive. We'll do it again, 1-2. The 1-2. Kicks and fires, 2-2. Birdsong comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Swing. Fists that one out of play. John says Michael Harris not going to be back till Labor Day. Man, if we don't get him back till Labor Day, the 2-2 pitch, swing, fouls it straight back. I don't think I can stand 2 months of watching Forrest Wall and Adam Duvall hit below their weight. So a 2-2 count. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the fifth inning. The pitch to Duvall. Way high out of the zone. Ball 3-2. Charlie says Memorial Day. That's next year. Off a hamstring strain. Jeez Louise. The payoff pitch. Swing. That ball's hammered down the third base line, but foul. Ricocheted off the dugout. Standing on deck is Forrest Wall. Zach Short in the hole, so we're really in the heart of the meat of the lineup here. The payoff pitch. Brings it. Inside, almost gets him. Ball 4, and I'll tell you what, he's had a bad year. He's had it awful. But that was a great at-bat by Adam Duvall. To come back and work a count, that was impressive. Some of it was Birdsong not being able to find the zone, but that was impressive. Forrest Wall comes to the plate. He shows bunt, drops a bunt, and the throw goes up to second. It's a foul ball, thankfully, because Forrest did not run out of the batter's box. That would have been a disaster. believe home plate umpire Doug Eddings called it foul very quickly, which is why he didn't run. Duvall at first. 1 out. I'd like to see him try to drop a bunt again. The 0-1, he shows bunt, drags it over towards the first base side. It's going to be a close play, and he is safe, baby!
Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
That boy sure is a running fool.
Forrest Wall drops the bunt down. He was essentially giving himself up, but I don't think he knows how to do a sacrifice bunt. He dragged it down the first base side. The Braves have runners on first and second, nobody out. And now for the thumper, Zach Short. He shows bunt. That ball bangs off the plate. It's 0-1. I'd love to see Short. You know, here's the thing. When you're going to do a sacrifice bunt, you don't need to wait. Go ahead and square up. Get ready for the pitch. I'd like to see Short go ahead and square up because you're giving yourself up. It's fine. If you can get those runners over to second and third with 1 out in the top of the order, you're setting yourself up. The 0-1 drops one down. That one will stay fair. Scooping it up in good play by Matt Chapman, who's a very good third baseman. He heads into first. It's a 5-3 putout if you're scoring at home. But your Atlanta Braves in 2 short comes through with the sack bunt. We've got runners at second and third and 1 out. I have missed small ball. They do more of this, I'll be okay with this. They're going to bring the infield in. First pitch on the way to Kelnick is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Infield is drawn in. That is a bold move, Cotton. We'll have to see how that strategy plays out. Because Kelnick's hit a couple of balls really hardy off of Birdsong. The 1-0, down and in, 2-0. He gets a hold of one, scalds one through. With speed on the base paths, the Braves will score 2. So a 2-0 count. Righty lefty brings it. Swing and a miss over the top, changeup, 2-1. Jared Kelnick, a .326 average, 2 doubles. They do have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen, Randy Rodriguez. The 2-1 from Birdsong. Chases another curveball down and in, 2-2. The 2-2 lifts and fires. Swing, fouls it down the line, out of play. We'll do it again. You would take a fly ball here, though. Don't necessarily just have to go out there and get the base hit. Just get the fly ball, get the lead. The 2-2 to Kelnick. Swung on, just got a piece of that. That curveball was in the zone. If he doesn't make contact with that and doesn't swing, he would have been called out. So it was a good job of fighting that one off. First couple of ones he swung at were out of the zone. The 2-2. Swung at that one, chased it well out of the zone. Strike 3. Kelnick comes up, goose eggs. He chased that one down and in. So the Giants will move the infield back now, and Ozzie Albies will come to the plate. Ozzie, 0 for 2. Popped out his last time up. First pitch on the way. Swing, and slices it down towards left, but that'll be an easy out, and that'll end the inning. Ozzie gives an at-bat away. First pitch swinging. We'll be back in a flash. Braves and Giants tied at 2, heading to 6.
If I was a flight risk, I wouldn't even be here. I could be in another country this afternoon if I wanted to. I got friends who can create false passports.
All right, I apologize for my client, Your Honor.
Apologize for your client. Don't apologize for me. I didn't rob no bank, okay? I don't want everyone in here thinking I'm some kind of bank robber, okay? I don't need the money. I'm a drug dealer.
They had played 9 years together, and Big Papi never knew Dustin Pedroia's name.
He called me Pee-wee.
Catcher comes over to me and goes, "Hey, what's up, Dustin?" I go, "Hey, what's up, man?" David walks over and goes, "What'd he call you?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "What'd he call you?" I said, "Dustin." He goes, "Well, why'd he call you that?" I go, "That's my name." He goes, "Oh, is that right?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. I played 1,600 games with you. They've actually said it 5,000 times. Now batting, number 15, Dustin Pedroia." And he goes, "I thought it was Pee-wee." And I'm looking at him, I'm like, "You thought my parents would name me Pee-wee?"
Armchair.
After the 1934 season, Babe Ruth toured Japan with an all-star team. 500,000 fans turned out in Tokyo to cheer the mythic hero they called Babu Rusu. Babe's big bulk, reported the New York Times, today blotted out such unimportant things as international squabbles over oil and navies. "We like to believe," said the Sporting News, "that countries having a common interest in a great sport would rather fight it out on the diamond than on the battlefield." The Americans won 17 of 18 games. Ruth hit 13 home runs. But in one game, a high school boy named E.G. Sawamura struck out Ruth, Charlie Gehringer, Lou Gehrig, and Jimmy Fox before the Americans managed to get a single winning run. Sawamura became a national hero, and the tour sparked the formation of the first Japanese professional league.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Dylan Lee to Conforto. It's up top for a strike. It's 0-1. I saw the question about Birdsong. Is the 0-1 pitch swung on, rifled down the right field line, fair ball, bounces off. Duvall grabs it, fires it over to second. He is going to be. They're going to say he just beat it with a leadoff double here in the sixth inning. Duvall played it pretty well, fired the ball in. It was a close play, a bang-bang play, but I don't believe they're going to challenge it. I believe it's one of those deals where Snicker never made a definitive decision. Normally you'll see them put their hands up to their ears, meaning we want to review it, or they'll do the forward motion as the first pitch on the way is bunted over to Austin Riley. He'll flip it over to first, and it's a 5-3 put out, 1 down. Giants showing the Braves how it's done in small ball. 1 away. But I saw the question about Birdsong. It's actually a German name. It's an Americanized German name. The last name Vogelsong or Vogelsang in German, I guess they would pronounce it Vogelsong, means birdsong. And if you see birdsong in the United States or in England or whatever, it's just an Americanized version of it. So 1 on, 1 out. And it looks like home plate umpire Matos, the number 8 hitter, is coming up. And there was some confusion on who was going to bat. And now Brian Snicker's going to head out to the mound. So that's what all that confusion was. Snicker was about to make a move and then didn't know if they were going to leave in the previous batter, but they brought up the righty. So here comes Pierce Johnson. He'll try to keep the runner at bay at third. We'll be back in a flash.
I don't know which one of y'all need to hear this, but just because you got your taxes back don't mean you could call out of work. You need to take your ass to work. We grown. We got responsibilities. You can spend that money on whatever you want. Just take your ass to work.
Throughout baseball history, there's been a wide variety of colorful personalities. And then there's Joe Charbonneau. When he was younger, he made money participating in bare-knuckle fights. In his rookie season, he took the league by storm and won Rookie of the Year after batting .289 with 23 home runs and drove in 87. Stories about him both on and off the field are legendary. He never wasted money on bottle openers. He would just use his eye sockets to open the bottle. He was never one for doctors, once fixing his broken nose with pliers and stitching up a cut with fishing line. During a spring training game in Mexico, a random stranger attacked him with a pen. A song named after him called Go Joe Charbonneau reached number 4 on the 45s chart in Cleveland. As fast as his star rose, it quickly burned out after a series of back injuries limited him to just 70 games in his last 2 seasons.
He was comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. He was a good two-strike hitter. A lot of hitters aren't comfortable with 2 strikes, you know. Then they go into emergency mode. They don't want to strike out. That used to be the old mindset. Nowadays, as Pete said, they go up there hacking. That's a pitcher's dream, is a guy that...
Atlanta had 4 guys on their team last year struck over 150 times. Now, we all know Mike Trout. He struck out 184 times last year. He was MVP in the American League.
I will say that I've had thrills before, number of them. Something like hitting a home run in Chicago that time. The Lord was with me when I called the shots. I can't go on forever. Somebody's got to take my shoes and take my place. But you can bet your sweet life that I won't play until I drop, but I'll play until I damn near drop. Thank you.
Welcome back. Pierce Johnson. Zan fires a curveball. Down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Luis Matos batting for Yaz. 241 batter, 644 OPS. The 1-0 from PJ. Right there, curveball for a strike. 1-1. Braves infield is in. Runner at third, 1 out. Their toes are almost on the grass. The 1-1 swung on, banged hard on the ground, off the glove of Riley. That's going to be an infield single. Hard hit ball. Riley tried to scoop. If he comes up with it clean, we'll keep the runner at third, but instead, goes off the glove, just off the outer webbing. Zach Short had to run it down, but by the time he got the ball, there was no chance. So 3-2 your score, top of the 6th inning. First pitch on the way is a curveball right there at the knees. Down and away for a strike. It's 0-1. Twins and Tigers are tied at 3 in the 6th. And the Nats and Mets are tied in the 9th at 2. The 0-1 pops it up. High down the line now to play. 0-2. Braves 2, Giants 3, top of the 6th inning. The 0-2 from PJ. Lifts the glove and goes. Swing. Just got a piece of that to stay alive. Same two teams at it tomorrow night. Series will finish up on the 4th of July, and then the Philadelphia Phillies come to town for 3. Still remains to be seen what the pitching rotation will be for that series. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball on the outer edge, 2 away. That was the reasoning for bringing Pierce in with the runner at third, because he gets those strikeouts. Just couldn't get the strikeout of the pinch hitter, Matos. I was looking at Matos a second ago. He has a low strikeout rate, so I'm sure that's why they went to him. So that'll bring Soler to the plate. He hammered a home run his first time up. Takes a swing at the first pitch. It's a curveball Swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. Runner at first. 2 down. Pierce Johnson lifts that red glove and brings it. Swing. That ball's hammered on the ground right at short. Short flips it over to Ozzie, and that'll end the inning. 6-4 put out, but the Braves trail by 1. The heart of the Atlanta order, though, is coming to the plate.
So we pull up our canoe, and there are like 400 Indians with arrows aimed right at us. I'm starting to freak a little.
Actually, it was probably closer to 300.
Okay, thanks, Clark. So I say, we come in peace.
Well, no offense, but it was actually Sacagawea who said that.
Right. Well, luckily we brought plenty of beaver furs.
Pelts.
Do you want to tell the story, Clark?
Here is the time that Babe Ruth fought the wall, and the wall won. July 5th, 1924. In Ruth's first at bat, he slapped a double to right field that moved leadoff hitter Whitey Witt to third. In the fourth, with 2 outs and a runner on third base, Senators first baseman Joe Judge connected on a pitch that went down the right field line. Seeing this, Ruth sprinted to the left, hoping to end the Senators' scoring opportunity. As the ball dropped foul into the crowd, bam! Ruth ran full force into the wall and dropped unconscious to the grass. Immediately, both the Yankees trainer and uniformed police hurried to the Babe's aid. At first, they thought he had hit his chin on the concrete, but they soon discovered that he had been knocked out by a jolt in the solar plexus. He also hurt his left leg at the hip. Ruth would eventually come to after 5 long minutes. Aside from the noticeable limp, you would never know he was hurt. In his next at-bat, in the top of the 6th, he would double off the center field wall. Ruth would finish 3 for 3, and the Yankees would go on to win the first game 2-0. After the final out of the second game, Ruth was diagnosed with a bruised pelvic bone. Despite the news, he wouldn't miss any time, and he would go 3 for 4 and belt his 22nd home run of the season the very next day.
Ruth's Far Eastern tour was a triumph. When he got back, he learned that the Yankees, team that he had built, had decided to dispense with his services and had no intention of making him a manager. He turned down an offer to run their best farm team as beneath his dignity. Instead, he joined the worst club in the National League, the Boston Braves, lured by a vague promise of becoming manager the following season. The Braves never really meant to give him the manager's job. The main hope was that his mere presence would boost receipts.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Randy Rodriguez is coming out of the bullpen with a 4.45 ERA, 36 strikeouts in 32 innings, 12 walks. He's set to face Marcell Ozuna, Matt Olson, and Austin Riley. First pitch on the way to Marcell is a slider up top, swing and a miss. Strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. High and inside, 98 miles an hour. Yowza. 1-1. The 1-1. Swing. That ball's hit up the middle, making a spectacular spinning grab and firing it to first is the shortstop Ahmed, one away. He knew he had plenty of time once he got the ball. Marcell doesn't run nearly as fast as humans do. But he had a long way to go. He just got to that ball. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Olson, swing and a miss, strike, 99 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires, outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Olson walked in the fourth. The 1-1 swing and a miss, slider underneath his hands, 1-2. Infield is back and to the right. You had a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way to Olson. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Over to second base. Never left the infield, 2 away. 2 down, and Austin Riley will come to the plate. On this date in 1962, Johnny Podres ties a major league record, striking out 8 consecutive batters in the Los Angeles Dodgers' 5-1 victory over Philadelphia. The 29-year-old southpaw is the first pitch on the way to Austin Riley. Is swung on, hit high and deep into center field, but it'll die in the glove of Ramos, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves go quietly. We go to the 7th, trailing by 1.
Cutest diner right beside my neighborhood. It's called Waffle House. It goes for this antique chic view, and props to the designers because they definitely made it feel old. The menu had several different breakfast options. I asked the waitress what's her favorite thing. She said Xanax, but I just went ahead and went with the All-Star Special. I asked her what paired best, and she gave me a Mr. Pibb. It was awesome. The bacon was a little undercooked, so I asked the chef to throw it back on the grill for a bit, and she said, fight me. They're so quirky there. Great experience. 10 out of 10.
Rio de Janeiro to here, do you know how far that is?
6,842 miles.
Well,
Look.
do you know what kind of mail system they must have?
The Brazilian mail system, government run, with an annual budget of 27,485,000 pesetas.
How do you know these things?
You mean I'm right?
I swear to you, some white people are so extra, because if they see somebody they don't know or ain't seen in a while, they'll be like, Tom, is that you? Well, shove a stick up my ass and call me a corn dog. How you been?
In 1936, 2 new stars made their first appearances in the big leagues. The first was a 17-year-old fastball pitcher from Iowa, whose father had built him his own practice field. He was signed by the Cleveland Indians, and in his very first start, he struck out 15 St. Louis Browns. A few weeks later, he set an American League record by striking out 17 A's. Then, he went back home to finish high school. His name was Bob Feller.
We went to the World Series in 1934 in St. Louis and saw the Gas House Gang. And I thought right then and there that I was only 15, that Major League Baseball wasn't that far away. And not being cocky, I had a lot of confidence. My father gave me a lot of confidence. I never was afraid of a batter on a mound. They may hit me well, but I was never afraid of them.
Pierce Johnson back to work. And already we're going to have a meeting on the mound. Well, you know they got their act together and they're already having to have a meeting before the first pitch. Remember, you can only have 5 of those now. I believe the Braves have burned 3, maybe even 4. Pierce Johnson, 9 pitches in that last frame. Braves trail 3-2, top of the 7th. First pitch on the way, 94 on the inner cut. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Wade 1 for 2 on the day. Kicks and fires, swung on, fouls it back. 0-2. Lamont Wade hit a home run right after Jorge Soler's home run. That was back in the 5th inning. The 0-2 pitch. Swings at the curveball, but knocks it to the first base dugout. We'll do it again. The 0-2 from PJ. Lifts that red glove. Deals it. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 1 away. That bender just buckled him at the knees. Good pitch by Pierce Johnson. One down. Ramos comes to the plate, the right-handed center fielder. First pitch, swung on, banged on the ground. That's going to get through the hole. And it's a 1-out single for the San Francisco Giants. Hard hit worm burner by Ramos, bringing Andrew Bailey to the plate. Rockies and Brewers 1-1 in the second. Seems like a lifetime ago that Dallas Keuchel was pitching in Braves country. First pitch on the way from Johnson to Bailey is swatted high into the third deck, but foul on the third base side. It's 0-1. I was flipping over there to see if he's changed. I mean, Dallas Keuchel looks like the same dude from about a decade ago. The 0-1 curveball just misses 1-1. The 1-1. PJ drops that curveball on the outer edge, taken again 2-1. They are in extra innings. The Mets have taken a 5-2 lead over Washington in the 10th. The 2-1 pitch just missed outside, ball 3-1. Yeah, Dallas Keuchel was just picked up by Milwaukee last week, I think it was, and he's thrown one game as a 3-1 pitch, a swatted foul into the third base dugout, full count. Did not have a good outing, which is to no surprise. I forget who he went against, but I think the Brewers are just finding someone to eat innings. Well, they have a couple of injuries. The payoff pitch, down and away, ball 4. So they went with the curveball, hoping that he would swing at it. He did not. And you got runners at first and second, 1 out. One out, 2 on. Matt Chapman comes to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch, curveball, down and away, nowhere near the zone, 1-0. Back to the turn-back time on this date, 1962. Johnny Podgers ties a major league mark, striking out 8 consecutive batters in the Dodgers' 5-1 victory versus Philadelphia. The 29-year-old southpaw streak begins with the third out. In the top of the fourth is the 1-0. Swing and a miss curveball, 1-1. And ends after the first out in the 7th. That took place in Dodger Stadium in 1962. Aaron Bummer is warming up. The 1-1 curveball swung on, banged on the ground to Riley. Riley's got it, fires it to Ozzie. Ozzie flips it over to first, and it's an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. Get up and stretch, Braves country. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Braves trailing by only 1.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All right. Let's go. We out to the ball game. We out to the night. Find me something up. Cracker Jack.
Root for the
Welcome back. Braves Country Baseball. Sean Murphy, who's 1 for 2, stands in. Banged into a double plays last time up. Walker, the right-hander, comes in, fires a 95-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1, Ryan Walker, 28-year-old. Pitch on the way outside wide. That slider is in the dirt, reaches the backstop, 1-1. Ryan Walker, 28-year-old, 6'2", 200-pounder from Arlington, Washington. The 1-1 swung on, chopped over to third. That's where he likes to hit it. It's going to be an easy 5-3 putout, 1 away. Walker played his college ball at Washington State, drafted by the Giants in the 31st round. You don't have those anymore. The 2018 draft. Adam Duvall comes to the plate. Duvall takes the first pitch, 96 miles an hour. Outer edge for a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down and away misses, 1-1. 1-1. Righty. Brings it. Swing, and that ball is laced over third. A leaping catch by Chapman, 2 down. Chapman has made some nifty plays over there at third tonight. So 2 down. That'll bring Forrest Wall to the plate. Looking at the usage of their closer, Camino Duvall, is the first pitch on the way. Is a swing and a miss at a slider nowhere near the zone. Goes to the backstop. It's 0-1. I would think he would be available tonight. He did pitch 3 times in 4 games, 2 over the weekend, but he did not pitch on Sunday as the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And, of course, they were off yesterday. He hasn't been as dominant as he has in years past, but he can still bring it triple digits. He has a 4.41 ERA. The 0-2. Swatted down the first base line. Do it again. But ideally, you don't want to be trailing this team going into these extra innings because they've got a pretty good bullpen. They're built on that bullpen. They got a couple of brothers, Taylor and Tyler Rogers, from the right-hand and left-hand side of the plate. The 0-2 inside almost gets them 1-2. The right-hander comes in, and you don't see it much anymore, but he throws a submarine pitch. The 1-2 swung on. That ball's lifted into right field. That'll be caught. So 3 up, 3 down. Braves go quietly once again, and we'll head to the top of the 8th inning, trailing by only 1 run.
It's unacceptable. We shouldn't let him get away with it.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, let's
give him
stab
a
him.
piece of our mind.
Funniest baseball team names of all time. Number 9 from my home state of Ohio, the Akron Rubber Ducks. Number 8 are the Traverse City Pit Spitters. Number 7, the Burlington Sock Puppets. The marketing part of every minor league baseball team has to be the only department that never has to get drug tested. Number 6, the Danville Dans. Their mascot isn't even a mascot. It's just a guy whose name is Dan. Number 5 are the San Antonio Flying Chanclas. What is a chancla, you might ask? It's a flip-flop that abuelas throw at their grandchildren when they are misbehaving. Number 4, the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Number 3, the Missouri River Motorboaters. The Bismarck Larks are changing their name to this for one day. They said it was because they want to honor their boat-loving fans. Sure, yeah, right. Number 2 are the Carolina Disco Turkeys. What is a disco turkey? I don't care. It doesn't matter. Take all of my money. And number 1, the Florence Yalls. What is their team name? A yawl. What is a yawl? A water tower. What?
It was a ton of Gen Xers that just unanimously agree that the good old days were better. Give me a real concrete answer on why the good old days were better than now.
I think it was easier to be happy a long time ago. I think that today it's expensive and difficult for people to be happy. It was much easier to be happy. You could sit on a porch in a rocking chair with your friend and a glass of lemonade or iced tea. Back in the day, it was just easier to be happy than it is now.
Imagine Bob Feller, 17 years old, in the small farming town of Van Meter, Iowa, throwing against the proverbial wall of the barn and having a fastball that could beat any in the major league at that time. What was particularly extraordinary when the young feller at 17 came into the major leagues, and what people forget is that his fastball was so great because his curveball was extraordinary too.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta trailing 3-2. We head to the top of the 8th inning. First pitch on the way from Aaron Bummer to Conforto. It's outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Set to face Conforto, Wisely, and Matos. The 1-0 pops it up high in the sky. Murphy gives chase, but bends into the crowd. 1-1. Aaron Bummer, 3.72 ERA. It's funny the way our chat kills him. You'd think he has like a 9 ERA. The 1-1 swung on, that ball is laced over to Ozzie. Soft line drive, L4 in your scorecard, 1 down. But you do get that feeling when he comes in, you're like, oh, God, here we go. And then you look at his numbers, he's really not that bad. I think the problem is they've brought him in some high-leverage situation. He just doesn't have high-leverage stuff, so I don't know if it's really all his fault. He's really a guy that's more suited for the 5th and 6th inning, one of those guys to bridge you to the back end of the game. First pitch on the way to Wisely is a sinker right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. We come back from that All-Star break. We'll be doing a lot of trade talks. As the pitch on the way misses. 1-1. The 1-1 from Bummer. Whoa, nowhere near the zone. Ball 2, 2-1. Everything going on right now is just pure guessing game. Anything you see, any article you see, it's pure guessing game. None of them are ever right. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that sweeper, 2-2. But we do know the Braves probably want to add an arm. I don't know if it's going to be a high-end arm. It could just be someone to eat some innings down the stretch. A solid starter, but I wouldn't get my hopes up on that one. I think they're going to be more invested trying to get some lightning in the lineup. The 2-2. Down and away, ball 3, 3-2. But when they made the moves in 2021 and caught lightning in a bottle, none of those moves that they made is the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, that ball sliced down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases. Wall taking forever to corral it, finally gets it in, and I thought he might try to stretch that into 3 with Forrest Wall's noodle arm out there, but it'll be a 1-out double for the Giants here in the 8th. And if you're thinking about going to the pen, you've got to face at least one more batter here. So that'll bring Matos to the plate. He had the hard hit ball that went off of Riley's glove on the pulled in defense that gave the Giants the lead. They called that an error. That's a rough error to give Riley. That was a hard hit ball. He was standing about 90 feet away from it. It smoked off his glove. Pitch on the way. Evens up the count. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Kicks and fires. Sweeper just misses inside. 2-1. So a 2-1 to Matos. Nowhere near the zone sweeper. Ball 3. Bummer can't find the broadside of a barn right now. He down 3-1 on the count. The Braves trail 3-2. The 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss over that sweeper again. Full count. That's the one pitch he's been able to place. Might as well try to go to that one more time. Everything else he's throwing is missing well of the zone. Might want to get it down a little bit so if he does make contact, it's a ground ball. But that sweeper's been his best pitch this inning. The payoff pitch, swung on, did go to the sweeper. Couldn't keep it straight. It's foul down the line. We'll do it again. You might see him straighten him up now with some heat. But if this at bat goes much longer, I would think you'll see the sweeper at least one more time. The payoff pitch from Bummer. Swing! That ball swatted into left field. Down for a base hit. Wall gets it quickly. Fires it in. The runner had to hold up, so it's runners on the corners, 1 out. And Bummer is getting slapped around here in the top of the 8th. That pitch was actually a little bit off the plate. He went out and got it. So station to station, runners on the corners, 1 out. And it does look like Snicker is going to go get Bummer. That's a miracle. Thought he was just going to let him cook. It's going to be Jesse Chavez. He's going to be given quite the difficult task. Runners on the corners, 1 out. We'll be back.
Am I the problem?
Of course you are! Gen X Hotline, what do you want?
My son saw another student with a vape pen in his backpack. Should we tell the teacher or go straight to the principal?
All right, let me check the book on that. Teacher or principal? Okay, it says, tell him not to be a snitch and to mind his business.
Are you serious?
Yep. Have a great day.
I was blackballed for 2 years. I couldn't get a job. And because of that, I lost my big, beautiful house in Los Angeles, my shiny Mercedes, all my stuff. And as you can imagine at the time, I was really crushed. They thought that I was some religious zealot, but to me, it was just that I didn't think it was the right thing to do. And also, I really love my wife. And as I've said, and I'll say it a million times, these lips are meant for one woman.
Eyes closed. I have a surprise.
Did you do the dishes?
I said surprise, not miracle.
Gen X Hotline, what do you want?
Hi, I work from home, and with the kids still home on summer break, I am not getting anything done.
Okay, so step 1, have you tried locking them out of the house?
Okay, but like what would they eat all day?
Okay, do you have any like honeysuckle or blackberry bushes in your neighborhood?
Yeah, I think so. Why?
They're gonna be fine. That's what they're gonna eat.
Really?
Yep.
What about the bathroom?
Oh no, they're just gonna poop in the woods.
What?
You're good. You're welcome.
Wait.
I never want to hear the term Uncle Stevie again. It was all a lie. As with everything with the Mets, always teasing, never pleasing.
Baseball stories are so various, and they swap characters in them, but the way I heard it, Lefty Gomez, himself a pitcher, faced the 18-year-old Bobby Feller. The first one came over, and the umpire called it strike, and the second one came over, called it strike, and the third one came over, and the umpire called it strike, and Gomez said, I thought that last one sounded a little low.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Jesse Chavez. They try to drop down a bunt, but fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Runners on the corners, 1 out. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That ball is punched just foul, 0-2. That ball stays fair. That would have been big-time trouble because I don't know if they're going to get Ahmed at first base. Ozzie was going over there to cover it, but that would have taken a miracle to turn around and throw him out. The runners on the corners, 2 outs. Giants are one of the few teams in baseball that could still possibly drop a bunt with 2 strikes, but you wouldn't expect it. The Braves are in double play depth, shaded a little bit to the left for the right-handed bat. It's not an over-exaggeration like you normally see. The 0-2. Big at bat here. You really use a strikeout. Standing on deck is Jorge Soler. Jesse steps off. The reset with Murphy. Runners at the corners, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch swung on. That ball is laced towards left field. Forrest Wall makes the catch, fires it into the infield. The runner will score with ease. He's never going to throw anybody out. But he does keep the runner from moving to second. 2 away. Even the strongest of arms isn't going to make that play. That was pretty deep in left field. Pretty good wheels at third. The key there is you just had to you had to keep the ball from being in the air. They were trying to get him to chase. First pitch on the way to Soler is 96 up top. Hit the zone, but Doug Eddings blew the call. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Cutter on the edge. 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Cutter on the outer edge. 1-2. 1-2 count. Runner at first. 2 outs. Braves trail by 2. Just misses curveball. Cutter. Evens up the count 2-2. The 2-2. Sinker inside. Ball 3, 3-2. Giants 4, Braves 2. Braves led this 2-0. 3-2. Chop back foul. Do it again. The payoff pitch from Chavez. Swung on, chopped up in front of the mound. Murphy jumps on it, flips it to first, and that'll end the inning. But not before Bummer coughs up a run. Jesse comes in and puts out the fire. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
My issue is that anytime I'm sick, I feel like I sound like Miley Cyrus. Like it's got that rasp to it. You know what I mean? Like it's got that Miley Stewart in that bronchitis.
Hey, last week we were talking about the mouth.
Right.
My girl said you was right, bro. She did some research and she said it's mice for plural, man.
Hey, bro, I was just trying to help my bro out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Man. Me personally, mice doesn't sound more natural, bro. But hey, I guess you was right, homie.
Right.
So when you learn something, you got to pass it down to the youth, right? I go to my sister's house. I holler at my nephew. He 5. I'm bringing it down to him. I'm like, hey, I said, little man, it ain't mice, this is, bro. It's mice, right?
Right.
Mouse, mice.
Right.
Goose, geese, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Moose, meese. It's like, that's what.
Wait. You said moose and what?
Oh, moose. For 1 is moose.
Moose, yes.
And for 2 is meese, right?
You said moose and meese?
Yeah.
No, meese is not a word at all, actually. It's already plural and singular.
Damn, man. What's wrong? Why are you doing this, bro?
I didn't create the English language, bro. That's just what I didn't make the rules.
How you know, bro?
Because I went to school.
Armchair.
Always you look for heroes.
always the people look up to see something that represents them, that is larger than they are, and if it's perfect, that they might become. As a young boy, when I was taken to my first game at Yankee Stadium, my God, Yankee Stadium, talk about awesome sights. To see Joe DiMaggio, to whom you could relate without knowing anything about San Francisco or anything else about him, but he was a baseball player. He didn't seem to have any other credential but his ability, and that was sufficient to make him a great hero and a great success, and therefore a great inspiration.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Tyler Rogers comes in. That's the submariner we were talking about, to face Zach Short. Pitch right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Submariner brings it. Slider up top. 0-2. In an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way to Short. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Never really had a chance there, 1 away. Tyler, 33-year-old from Denver, Colorado, played college ball at Austin Peay. He and his brother are twins. Taylor, the left-hander. Tyler has a career lifetime ERA of 2.94. The first pitch on the way to Kelnick is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 pitch. Taken all the way. Slider right down the pipe. 0-2. Braves 2, Giants 4, bottom of the 8th. The 0-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's lifted high into right field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Kid Kelnick, cutting first, heading to second, and he's got a one-out double for your Atlanta Braves. Got that slider. This time he didn't hold the trigger. First one was about that same spot. I was a little surprised he didn't swing at the first slider, but he saw it again and roasted it into the corner. So Kid Kelnick stands on. Ozzie Albies open stance from the left side. First pitch on the way. Swings and chops the sinker off the plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Pitch on the way, swung on, chops that sinker foul. 0-2. (0-2) count. Pitch on the way, swing, swats it foul out of play. We'll do it again. It's pretty interesting. So they're from Denver, Colorado. His brother Taylor, who's the twin, he played his college ball at Kentucky. Tyler at Austin Peay. Yet they're from Colorado. The 0-2 pitch, swung on, chopped up the middle. That's going to dribble through the hole. That's going to keep dribbling. And here comes Kid Kelnick. He scores, and your Atlanta Braves have cut it to a one-run lead. Ozzie Albies, the whiz, comes through again.
I'm the whiz, I'm the whiz, I'm the whiz. I'm the whiz and nobody beats me.
Caught that sinker and slammed it through the hole. Just past the outstretched glove of the pitcher, Rogers, who fades off to the right side through his delivery on the submarine. That brings Marcell Ozuna to the plate. He takes a swing at the first pitch and misses it. Sinker. 83 miles an hour, it's 0-1. His sinker really is more like a changeup, but it comes from such an odd angle. Looks like it just explodes on you. But at 83 miles an hour, the 0-1, 82 outside wide, 1-1. The 1-1 to Ozuna. On deck is Matt Olson. Pitch. Right there for a strike. Sinker. Slaps the edge. It's 1-2. So Ozuna down to his last strike. Trying to keep this rally going. The pitch. Good take. Slider tried to get him to chase one out of the zone. 2-2. You'd love to see him hang a slider to Ozuna. Ozuna would knock that for miles. The 2-2. Swing. Slices the sinker. Out of play. We'll do it again. 2-2. Runner at first, 1 out. Matt Olson stands on deck. Do wonder if they would pitch to Olson with the righty. The 2-2. Swing, and that ball is laced down the left field line. Just foul. Just foul. Man alive. That probably ties the game if that stays fair. You talk about a game of inches. Hit the side wall in that left field corner. Couple of feet over, and we're talking about sending Ozzie to the house. So a 2-2 count. Braves trail by 1. Bottom of the 8th. The 2-2. Swing. Slices it foul out of play. We'll do it again. Same two teams back at it tomorrow night. 7:20 first pitch. The 2-2 to Ozuna. High and out of the zone, ball 3. So a full count, and you know they don't want to walk Ozuna. So hopefully he gets something he can handle here. Ozzie at first. 1 out. The payoff pitch. They're going to flip it over to first to keep Ozzie close by. Might have been thinking he might be going. You could see a hit and run situation here. I just don't know. It doesn't seem to ever be their strategy. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They did send Ozzie. He is safe. So even though we did not get...
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
But we didn't get Ozuna on base. Ozzie steals that base with relatively ease. We got a runner at second, 2 outs. Matt Olson coming into play. They are going to pitch to him. Thought they may walk him. First pitch on the way to Matt is swung on, sliced foul and out of play. It's 0-1. That just shows you how bad Matt Olson has been struggling. Last year at this time, there's no way they pitched to Matt Olson. He's standing on first. They're going to take their chances with Riley. But instead, the 0-1, high and inside, 1-1. A 1-1 count. Olson takes it all the way, slider on the edge, 1-2. The 1-2 to Olson. Righty lefty turns around, tries to get Ozzie napping over at second, but he's back. That's his first move to second base. Don't think Ozzie would be stealing in any situation because his speed's going to get home on a single. The 1-2 swing, chops it over to second, and it's going to be a 4-3 put out to end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves cut the lead in half. We head to the 9th, trailing by only 1.
So there's a 99% chance I might end up on the watch list after this, but I don't give a damn. Look at this. So I found this missing dog. Don't worry, I'm going to return him. I'm not totally crazy. But he's going hiking with me first, and I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. It's been my dream to have a husky. Let me have my moment.
Gen X hotline, what do you want?
My kids are saying they're bored. What do I do?
Okay, kids are bored. Yes. Okay, so tell them to go play in traffic.
But they're not allowed in the street.
Have a good day.
What?
Armchair. Look, I am a 10. I mean, I might be like 2 5s being held together by like and giggles and stuff, but I'm a 10. Perspective. Hello. No matter how you got to the 10, it's still 10.
Here's what you do, okay? When you're in a situation where you're going to say, let me talk to the brass to see where we are as a team. When you're getting paid $43 million, you better be Sandy Koufax. That's who you better be.
On the evening of May 24th, 1935, Larry McPhail, general manager of the Cincinnati Reds, arranged for President Franklin D. Roosevelt to push a button in the White House that lit up Crosley Field in Cincinnati for a game between the Reds and the Philadelphia Phillies. Although the Kansas City Monarchs had used portable lights for years, this was the first night game in Major League history. The other owners were appalled. They were sure no one would come. Then they saw the money McPhail was beginning to make.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Jesse Chavez goes back out there for the ninth. First pitch on the way is a cutter fouled away by Lamont Wade Jr. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. Just misses outside. Called for a strike. 0-2. We'll take it. The 0-2. Tried to get him to chase that changeup off the plate. He wasn't buying it. 1-2. Twins lead the Tigers 5-3. They're in the ninth. The 1-2. Slice foul and out of play. Cubs are getting buried by the Phillies. They trail 6-1 at home. Heading to the bottom of the seventh. The 1-2 from Jesse. Swing. Another one fouled away. The 1-2. Jesse brings it. Swung on. Chops that foul off his instep. We'll do it again. On this date, 1995, during a pregame ceremony at Kauffman Stadium, the Royals retire 5-time All-Star second baseman Frank White's uniform jersey, number 20. The 1-2 from Jesse. Swung on, topped in front of the mound. It's a fair ball, and Murphy flips it to first. Lamont Wade doesn't even walk, make an effort towards first. One away. Really odd. You'd think he would at least make somewhat of an effort. First pitch on the way is swung on and belted, and that ball is going to get jammed into the right field seats, and it's 5-3. That ball didn't even look like it was hit very hard, but it kept going and going, kept carrying over the right field wall. And Ramos gets himself an excuse me home run, and it's 5-3 San Francisco. He even had a look on his face like, I don't know how the hell I did that. You'd be checking that bat for cork. On this date, 1995, during that ceremony for Frank White, is the first pitch on the way from Chavez to Bailey. It's down in there for a ball. It's 1-0. The Royals Hall of Fame inductee will also be honored in 2004. The bronze statue dedicated to him. The 1-0. Lined over to third. Riley's got it. L5, 2 down. Frank White's statue had him join club owners Ewing and Muriel Kaufman and Hall of Fame third baseman George Brett. That was the list. That was in 1995 and 2004. The 0-1 from Jesse Chavez to Chapman is on the outer cut for a strike. It's 0-1. 0-2, excuse me. The 0-2. Still can't believe that ball left the building. I mean, that was a strange one. The 0-2. Swung on, sliced out of play. We'll do it again. The 0-2 pitch. Swing. Fouls it straight back. Braves 3, Giants 5, top of the fifth inning. The 0-2 pitch, inside. Right about the time that everyone tries to tell you that all the balls at Truist Park are dead balls, that something like that happens. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. The 1-2. That one's fouled back once again. Pitch on the way from Jesse. In the dirt. Trying to make out if that's Doval. I think it's Yeah, that's Camilo Doval warming up in the Giants bullpen. The payoff pitch from Jesse. Caught, looking, strike 3. That'll end the inning, but out poor Chavez coughs up a solo shot. When we come back, Austin Riley will try to lead the charge as the Braves trail by 2.
I wish I could say the D word.
What'd you say?
I said I wish I could say the D word.
Okay, I hate to ask, but what is the D word?
Will I get in trouble if I say it?
Well, I don't know if you're going to get in trouble because I don't know what you think the D word is.
So can I say it?
All right, just say it so I know what you're talking about. Maybe I shouldn't have asked.
How could it be moose for 1 and then moose for 3 or 4? That don't make no sense.
Okay. You've never heard meese. You've never heard somebody refer to moose as meese. You've never heard that. Have you ever heard that?
Well, first of all, we live in L.A. Ain't no meese out here.
Larry McPhail was a banker's hard-drinking son, a born promoter, impatient with tradition, desperate to find new ways to boost attendance and rescue his club from bankruptcy in the midst of the Depression. And he hired a young Southerner named Walter Barber, who had never even seen a major league game, to do the play-by-play.
Anything new has to establish itself and gain its own credentials. When radio came along, some of the entrenched conservative owners said, wait a minute, why give away something that you're trying to sell for your living, to try and keep your enterprise afloat? And especially on days of threatening weather, when people would say, well, it looks like it may rain, I'll just listen to the radio and I won't go. They did not realize at that time that it would be creating new fans, that it would be making families of fans. Before radio, by and large, the people who came into a ballpark were men. Once radio came along and came into the homes, women began to understand the game. They didn't have to have somebody explain it to them. The play-by-play broadcaster was doing it. And attendance visibly went up when you had families coming instead of single members of the family. Radio made new fans.
Oh, man, it couldn't be a nicer afternoon. This is the one we've been waiting for. In baseball, they'd like to no more measles and free tickets to the circus.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Camilo Doval comes in. Doval has a 4.41 ERA. His biggest thing this year is he has walked 22 guys in 32 innings, and that's really led to that high ERA. He's converted 14 of 17 save opportunities, so he has blown a few this year. And Austin Riley stands in. As we begin the ninth, needing a bloop and a blast to tie it. The first pitch on the way. 100 miles an hour, misses outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Pitch on the way, swing, and that ball's lifted into center field. Coming in, making a stumbling catch is Ramos, 1 down. Not the most graceful catch you'll see in the outfield. He kind of looked like his wheels fell off like an old Tonka truck that the wheels just popped off midway. But he did hold on as he stumbled to the ground. A little surprised that ball, just seeing the replay, a little surprised that ball didn't pop out. Sean Murphy comes to the plate. He hits another one down the left field line, but that one's foul. 0-1. The 0-1. Man, I don't know about that. Looking at the replay, that looked like that might have went over the bag fair. Third base umpire Charlie Ramos on the call. Yeah, I'm almost positive that ball went over fair. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Braves trail by 2. 100 mile an hour cutter misses well inside. 2-1. The 2-1. Missed on the outer edge, but called for a wide strike. He's been doing that all night. Doug Eddings evens up the count 2-2. The 2-2 to Murphy. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider on the outer edge. 2 away. So Braves down to their last out. And it all comes down to Adam Duvall. If he gets on, if he gets on, you've got, if you want to pinch hit, there's not a lot to choose from. Maybe Travis d'Arnaud. His first pitch on the way is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. In theory, you could pinch hit d'Arnaud and then run Luke Williams for him. The 1-0. Outside wide 2-0. Laureano looks more and more like he's heading to the IL. Arcia is out with an abscessed tooth, so I don't believe he's available. The 2-0 pitch. Right there below the knees. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Infield is back and to the left. 2-1 pitch. Slider taken all the way, 2-2. Right there in his wheelhouse. Probably one that Duvall would like to have it back. Braves down to the last strike. Trailing by 2. Duvall calls a timeout. The 2-2. Duvall comes set. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 100 miles an hour, blew it right by him, and that'll end the game. Braves lose a tough one, 5-3. We get up 2-0, and then cannot hold on. Solo shots by Jorge Soler, Lamont Wade Jr., and then later on by Ramos do the Braves in. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for San Francisco. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, although a very questionable error for Atlanta. And the Braves fall to 46-37. They'll be 26-15 at home. The Giants will be 2 games under 500 and improved to 17-25 on the road. The Braves will be back at it tomorrow night. We'll bring it to you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Country Club members, tomorrow at about lunchtime, about noon, we're going to do a American League, the Red Sox country. We're going to do an American League talk about the wild card and some trade possibilities for the American League. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night, Braves country and Country Club members. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Or it's actually, we're planning on going live at noon. Braves lose a tough one, 5-3. We'll see you tomorrow.